G'day and welcome to the Carl and Don Show. I'm Carl Westchester and this is my best mate, Don Stone. How are you, Don?
Good, thanks.
Ever since I first discovered you, sitting in a pile of piss, busking along to John Butler Trio songs in Rundle Mall in Adelaide, I thought, this is a man that can be a partner. This is a man that knows life. This is a man called Mr. Stone.
Don Stone.
Don Stone.
Yeah.
What's your first name, though?
John.
John Don Stone. Fuck, I can't believe I haven't asked you that.
What are you going by these days?
Well, there's a funny story I might have to tell you after the little break-up here, but I got compared to Jesus by a third party today.
How droll.
It's kind to know.
What's up, Conez?
Oh, not much. Nice to see you getting a bit of energy in there. Fuck, it's a blazing summer's day here in Sydney.
Man, it's so hot in here. So
Yeah.
take off all your clothes.
I already have Doh's taken off a sort of appropriate amount, seeing as we're good mates, but, you know, I wouldn't want to go down to the bar and grill wearing that necessarily. You might get some unwanted attention.
I was thinking about that Looney Tunes episode today with the dancing frog in it. I'm not sure if it's supposedly racist or whatever. You know, the one that's
Taking its hat off with the cane and stuff as well.
and then the guy keeps going nuts
Probably
when
racist.
it's it'll dance for him, and then he tries to show it in front of agents and shit like that.
Yeah, and they won't
never
do anything.
It, right?
All right, yeah, I remember.
I was just thinking that kids these days would never relate to that shit anymore because they'd be like, oh, why don't they just take a picture of it with their camera phone and shit?
Totally.
I was like, I'd still be stoked on that cartoon.
Well,
Some Roadrunner and shit.
camera phones have an interesting effect like that. Like, someone's pointed out that it's the ubiquitous presence of smartphones everywhere has dealt a bit of a blow to a whole lot of UFO kind of culture. Because surely it's like, you know, back in the 90s, all this X-File shit, it's like, oh, heaps cool. But with all these smartphones, wouldn't we have got like this mad, like, ah, there it is. I got on high definition.
And everyone's seen such good Photoshop now, it's just like, you have to be so skeptical.
Totally.
But Roadrunner's kind of like the first Grand Theft Auto in a way, I guess. It's just not interactive. It's like
Yeah.
blowing shit up in the streets with dynamite and all this crazy shit.
What do you reckon the moral of Roadrunner was?
I don't know, I guess it was just this...
Crime doesn't pay?
I think it was ironic, like this funny happy ending always happened where the Roadrunner gets away, where in real life it's just this savage fucking shit.
Yeah. So it's just that one joke inflected all the time of like, oh, look what happens when we inverse the kind of chain of nature.
It's sort of like how we just like beating up the bad guy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then it makes you think that fucking Roadrunner, like, just a little smug cunt sort of getting away with it. It sort of makes you root for the coyote, so...
Yeah, I always thought food in cartoons looked so fucking tasty. I used to get jealous of like when Pluto would get one of those big T-bone steak things that he'd just eat up and leave that little ring bone and stuff.
It's so sad because I know exactly what you're talking about, and my particular favourite kind of cartoon delicacy was the boars in the Asterix comics. They used to kind of, when they cut them up, it was like this big kind of round roast thing with the legs sticking out. It looked fucking scrumptious.
So juicy and delicious and so unattainable.
Fuck, I guess that set the pattern for the millennial generation in a way. Those fucking European comic book kind of guys. But yeah, I got called Jesus. It was weird. There's another colleague who has the same name as me.
Did you enlighten his consciousness, or
I try to do that as a given when I walk into the room. You know.
But did you like give him the lowdown on on religion or some shit like that?
No, that's what was so weird about it. It wasn't even during my proselytizing, which I like to do at work. But it was, we both have the same name as a co-worker, and I was like, oh, I'd be called Danny if I could, like just joking around. And it's this, I won't do her accent, but an old lady or whatever says to me, they were discussing how to tell me apart. And she's like, oh, you look like Jesus. You have a very nice face, very nice face. And I don't really know what to make of that.
Well, it sounds like she's coming from a positive place.
Oh, no, she is. Yeah. But I just thought, like, why is it that whenever I do the reverse of that, I get fired, you know? You have a nice face. Just doesn't work. Yeah, unless you're Borat. But it's a compliment, and I think that goes to show just a bit of positivity helps. Because, heavy hangs the crown, and after she mentioned it, I sort of looked on my smartphone just at that classical sort of Catholic picture of Jesus, and I sort of could recognise a bit of that world-weary soulfulness in his eyes from my own mirror and stuff.
You should go out to the hardware store and buy a few hammers and some nails and bits of wood and shit, and see if you can just build some shit.
Yeah, make a sign for my new church. Fuck, that's not a bad idea.
You could just be this natural carpenter.
And that got me to thinking. Well, when you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, a lot of people, I guess, would take Christ as the inspiration for their life, right? I mean, heaps of people called Muhammad do. They take it from that, right? Christ, maybe not so much. But
so, what, are you saying labourers are full of fucking Jesus-going church dudes?
No, labourers. No.
Because they seem like they're smoking durries and fucking eating meat pies.
Jesus probably would have had a durry or two, huh? But no, because he's...
Oh, Jesus forgives me, mate.
He was only 3... Oh, fuck, I guess I got to say... Okay, I called up a phone for work today, and it was an answering machine. It was like, hello, this is the Robinson's refrigerator. The answering machine's not working right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, I'll write it on a piece of paper and stick it to myself. Like just a normal family. That was their answering machine message. So that fucked me up. But yeah, Jesus was only 3 years older than me when he died, and I just wonder if I'm going to accomplish what he did in that time. You know?
Well, in many ways, a lot of us already have, yeah.
I suppose so. I've probably talked to more people through, like, the use of online mediums and stuff than Jesus would have been able to, like, just traipsing around the hills of Judea in sandals and shit. He didn't have broadband, you know?
If we're doing internet, you're like the Antichrist.
Oh, fuck.
Although, I don't know, you're like a Old Testament kind of. If Jesus existed in the Old Testament, that'd be it.
Yeah, I'm a bit more.
You like go around showing them this smiteful shit.
Yeah, I'm a bit more blood and thunder, I think.
Yeah. Showing them their own ways by killing their children and then not doing it and stuff.
Bit of Exodus. Well, you got to be cruel to be kind, I suppose. That's what my experience has taught me.
Yeah, I've been watching this show recently, just little snippets. They're pretty cool, 2 to 3 minute clips. There's heaps of them on YouTube. Of this show called Beyond Scared Straight. Ooh, and it's all these little kids in America getting taken to these various jails and just like exposed to inmates in these kind of hectic ways and stuff, with all these people yelling in their face with all this spit going on them and stuff, and not really getting touched or anything, but just so intimidating to kids. And I don't know, it's like it's almost my new guilty pleasure kind of thing. Like it's my version of the Kardashians almost.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's almost, in a way, there's lots of little kids where you're kind of rooting for it and you're like, is this going to be the tough cunt? Yeah. And it's like you're waiting to see who's going to put up the real fight and then not even be afraid when these dudes are like, one of them like gets this packet of Kool-Aid mix, right?
Yeah.
And throws it on this, like, in between 12 and, he might be 17, I don't know, in between, like,
high school kids.
It was young kids, and I think he might have been like 14. And goes like, open it up, dip your fingers in that, and he like dips his fingers in the Kool-Aid, and he's like, now rub it on your lips. And he's like, now give me a kiss, and like leans in like 6 inches away from him, and he's like, orange flavored pussy or some shit like that, but it's like bleeping out. I don't know if he said like orange flavored kisses, but it just bleeped out whatever he said, so I'm guessing he's calling him a bitch or like orange flavored bitch.
Fuck, he could have said something heaps worse even.
Yeah. heaps of them saying, like, I'm going to stretch you out, homie, and, like, just so much fucked up shit. Because the kids are all so bad in the first place, like, punching their parents and doing all this
bad
shit.
Kids, okay.
Yeah, like, going to get scared straight.
Who allowed this to be on TV? Shit. Do we not have any...
Fucking epic,
Do we not have any shame?
There's some channel called A&E in America.
Yeah.
It gets fucking, gets heaps of play and shit.
I actually heard about this. A&E,
it's going to turn our game down a bit. It sounds like we're fucking maxing out pretty hard, but keep going.
A&E actually started, I believe, as this cable just showing ballet and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But over time just found that it was way more profitable to show these fucking crazy reality shows. And basically did that. But, alright, I might have to watch a little bit of this. But my guilty pleasure, this is going to sound heaps gay, but Channel 9 has started a new channel, 9-4, which is like all lifestyle shows. So it's so much like... I don't know, just bitchy couple.
Like grand designs and all
grand
this
designs,
shit.
but like bitchy reality stuff. Like,
no, I'm not going to be able to handle that.
No, but like sort of lifestyle, not celebrity shit. So it's all like watching these couples sort of look for homes, but sort of argue with each other. It's quite an understated pleasure, and it's fucking obnoxious. But I enjoy a little bit of it. But I watched also on this, they show Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and shit, but they showed the Kardashians, and I saw the first episode I've ever seen the other day, I think after last week's podcast, and I texted Doh when I got home watching it because I just couldn't believe it. They're all such fucking idiots. I knew about them, but I haven't seen them talk. Like, my vagina's itchy. Scott, you need to stop partying. Like, I don't want to, babe.
It's hard to script nonsense.
And they're so rich. I'm going to go to South Africa with French Montana. Do you think he likes you? I don't know. I'm like, that actually made me sad, that show. I don't know. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's plenty of material to be had in that family.
Is that a joke about them needing a lot of material, like fabrics, to cover their large butts?
It's easy money, as John Conez would say.
Fuck, even easier than getting it out of a fucking ATM and stuff, right?
Yeah, the bitch makes money off that app that does nothing or whatever it is.
Yeah, she makes more money than Kanye, right? It annoys me that we talk about them. Fucking hell, I'm sorry, listeners.
You brought it up, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. She makes more money than Kanye. I'm a bit of a sucker for that sort of stuff. It's not very Christ-like of me, obviously, but
yeah, that stupid Kids in Jail show goes, knows what points it's hitting as well. It's similar in a way, like... it seems doubtful that the prison guards or the inmates or anything are really getting paid, but the way that they play it out seems like, you know, you don't know who's really acting it up and who's legit, like, I'm gonna fuck you up if you come in here, boy, and all this shit. Because at the end of the day, they're kind of trying to help these kids anyway, so it is an act.
But saying like I'm gonna stretch you out, boy, that's...
But then some of them trying to be so serious to them, like yeah, like no, but like you come in here, you're fucked, like, you know, like it's maybe just like all the different ways trying to get to them. Then some women inmates will come up to them, and then if they can't get them with the full on angry shit, then they'll try and twist it around and be all motherly and like crack them in these different ways and shit. It's like those boot camp shows, but it's
What's
like
it
to
called?
the motherfucking
What's it called?
extreme.
Beyond Scared Straight.
Yeah, Beyond Scared Straight. And then because of the Kool-Aid thing, I'm like, that's so fucked up. And then because I kept watching all these things, the guy, it's like, ooh, he's back from last season and he's got his Kool-Aid and all this shit. And they brought this guy back and he's got Fun Dip and shit, and he's getting this girl to wipe Fun Dip on her lips and stuff. Like, you're gonna be out on the street and like all this shit. I fucking love it. It's so great.
So it's sort of...
But it's like this intense... It's like how hardest prisons, but it's like... Ooh, it's almost like making kids good again, but it's like, I almost prefer just seeing the bad motherfucking kids. So like, yeah, what... You get out of my face.
So in terms of intimidatory yelling, it's sort of more than Major Payne, but less than Full Metal Jacket?
Pretty Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, right?
Yeah. Like some weird shit going on. And then like... when they do fight back, because they're sort of there on this voluntary thing, they get taken to the ground hard and shit. Yeah. Not like kablow elbows to the face and stuff, but like forearm pressing on your neck and like, you know, they look like pretty hard takedowns and stuff. Not, you know, they know they're dealing with kids, but at the same time, it's like they're not fucking around much, so like it really puts most of the kids off their game.
True.
And it's like 1 or 2 out of these 20, 30 videos I watch were probably like actual... hard asses that are probably like dead.
Well, you got to prepare yourself for it. I know. Well, I'll have to watch a little bit of that. But we're talking recently. We've talked a few times about sort of those ads for ice, where it's always people in hospitals causing a scene, and it looks so hardcore and stuff. And you're like, is this like made up, or does this sort of happen? And I read a news story. This was at Nepean Hospital, I think, late last week or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, there was a guy who was in the ward and somehow got a cop's gun off him, shot the cop and a security guard. A patient next door had to go and like pull out the fucking wounded cop and everything like that. And the dude was mad iced up, the dude who did it, and he'd lost his job as a nurse at Westmead Hospital a month earlier. And I'm like, yeah, I reckon in that industry they'd mad, because I think I've heard it from a paramedic ambulance driver before, like, we smoke how much ice. So it's sort of like, that brought a whole new level to those ads, is that that's why it gets so hectic. It's not just the perps that are on ice. All the fucking hospital staff are fucking piping it all night long.
So it comes to a head, like...
It's these ice heads, but no one spots it, because people don't normally see that shit. And they've got the kind of cops and they've got the weight of the system behind it, but man, you see what happens. I mean...
But yeah, that guy should get charged to the motherfucking hilt for the violent crime shit that he did.
Yeah.
And then they should be like, oh, you've got a drug problem, but, you know, it caused you to do this bad shit that made you go to jail. Sorry. You should get help while you're in jail for your drug problem, though. Because that's what made you do this shit that got you 20 years.
Yeah.
You can't go soft on the bad shit, but don't go hard on the drug shit if they're not being bad.
But what if, like, as well as the paramedics and the hospital staff and the perps...
Australia's government is like Mr. Mackey.
The whole fucking government is on ice as well, too.
Well, half the government's on probably some form of stimulant that's not exactly illegal.
Vico, Slobamine and shit, yeah. Totally.
And then the rest of them that are fucking, like, nodding off in the third row and all this shit are on oxys and fucking...
Well, you saw
all the stuff that's totally, like, you know, legal for them to get and just
and you can see it. Like, Kevin
shit.
Rudd always had that puffy face from too much kind of medication. And, like, Bill Shorten, all the colour drained from it because he's on too much fucking, I don't know, Ambien and... Xanax and
there was a rumor going around that he was on peyote, but
really,
yeah.
Was that anything to do with that trade mission to Arizona or whatever that he did last Fuck, man.
It's just a rumor going around.
I know. It's fucking. It's just a rumor that there's a fucking one-eyed pyramid on the dollar bill too.
We're pseudo-journalists, so you're allowed to, you know, report on a rumor that is going around. It doesn't make it a fact.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident at this point of being a better reporter than 95% of the actual media. Like, we are better journalists than, like, what you see on 7:30 Report. You're not going to see fucking the expose of fucking ice use there.
Yeah.
We scooped it. Scooped it like ice cream.
Tony Gillard, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Gillard, yeah, fuck that.
Julia Gillard.
Me and Julia down by the Gillard. Oh, fuck.
No, she was on it, man. You see her eyeballs pinning when she was doing that misogyny shit.
Fuck, man, yeah.
She was coked up to the gills, mate.
Fuck,
once again, a rumour, I've heard.
No, I'd say it's pretty clear she was peeking off her own indignation right there.
That's the first time you could say that one of our our prime ministers were peeking off their tits and they actually had tits.
That's funny because I watched the Margaret Thatcher movie the other day and she wrote letters to the families of the soldiers who died in the Falklands saying, I'm the only British Prime Minister who's also a mother, so I know how you feel. And I'm like, whoa, that's hardcore.
She did it pretty boss.
But yeah, I was on a bit of a Meryl Streep kick. I watched that and Devil Wears Prada actually the past few days.
Yeah, I don't know if I could handle the Anne Hathaway movie.
Yeah, but I realised about Anne Hathaway, nothing to take it away from the girl, she's lovely, but it's sort of like Kristen Stewart or even sort of Jennifer Lawrence in Hunger Games. They're more there just as a placeholder for girls to imagine themselves as the protagonist, right? No, and this isn't... No, dude, because they're quite plain and shit, right? But it's sort of like the equivalent of, say, you think of him more...
Yeah, they can hold their own, but they're not,
Yeah, but it's not like a super strong individual thing. It's a heroine-type
Watchmen
character.
in these people's head. Yeah.
And it's sort of like fucking Point Break and stuff like that. Like, I guess, you know, whatever's character. Paul Walker maybe from Fast and the Furious. That's the sort of male equivalent. It's just like a pretty blank, you know what I mean?
You're like, I'm not as hard as him, but I can drive a bit better.
Yeah, because there was a bit in The Devil Wears Prada where, like, she's like, oh my god, I guess these new dresses, and walks up through all these, like, paparazzi, and it's like, da-na-na-na, music, and I'm like, fuck, this must be, like, what women feel when I'm watching an action movie and see him blow up an enemy chopper. I don't know, though. I might be cracked.
Well, just that, I think it's more just the drama at work, isn't it? You just put drama at work in a movie. It's like, what happens? You come home, it's like, oh, tell me about your day, honey.
Yeah.
Like, that's the male equivalent. That's the joke. the sitcom one-liner they fucking break out.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about your day, and it's a fucking shit fight. Well, that's the
when I said I wanted to know about your day, I didn't really mean it.
Devil Wears Prada is the extended version, the flip around on that joke or whatever.
Yeah, sort of. But Meryl Streep
play it out, just workplace drama.
Yeah, but Meryl Streep's sort of more watchable than Kevin James or whatever, you know.
more watchable, but fuck.
She was
Sometimes
good.
I find that those kind of the themes in those just like too intense for me.
Fuck. Iron Lady was like that about Thatcher. She did a really good portrayal, but it was done...
I think it's a personal thing.
No, but this one, Iron Lady, they did as this crazy, like, psychodrama. So it's sort of about history, but it's like, oh, she's old, she's having flashbacks to her husband. And I'm like, it's just a historical biography. Do it normally. Instead, they have to, load it up with themes and stuff.
I think I'm still just cut about being too head in the clouds when I was working my first office job and almost becoming feminized by the workplace. I'm fucking glad I caught myself out on it, but Jesus.
Good work.
Yeah, so it's just bringing up bad memories. Maybe I should watch the movie sometime.
Just watch a bit of Workaholic. Remember the good old days. No, but I think what you're talking about is it's due to estrogens in the cleaning agents they use. Actually, that's what's causing the feminization of workplaces. But I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, lowering the male birth rate.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we aren't allowed to talk about that. We're Illuminati affiliated.
Illuminati confirmed. Okay. Oh, I don't know whether to mention this, but you're talking about having birth or whatever. Oh, fuck, maybe I shouldn't.
Look up the Illuminati, though. It'll probably just make you smarter at some point down the line.
I don't know. I reckon just go to Wikipedia and type in a philosophy page or a history page.
Don't do it if you're easily fucking conned by
don't read the lies, though.
Satanism and biblical readings and shit.
If you read history books, don't believe the lies.
That's a tough sell.
That's true. Another sort of tough sell, but this is from the King James.
Gets me in the mood to burn some fucking books, man.
I was thinking about burning some books the other day, actually. But speaking of that, there's from the Bible. I read this. It is Mark. What is it? Mark 8:36. And I'd like your opinion on this. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Yeah, damn straight. That's what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
Fuck your money, motherfucker.
So you wouldn't like the whole world?
You'd like it, but you still want to be able to connect with people on some level. I was watching a cool interview with this guy today, a comedian, old African-American comedian called Dick Gregory. And he's like, I never had a security guard, and he's just saying all this cool shit about how, like, even though he was getting more money than Frank Sinatra at some point, getting hired around to these clubs to do this comedy and shit, like back in the day. He still, tried to maintain his roots and all that kind of shit, even though he's, like, hanging with Michael Jackson, he's still trying to be real. And told this hectic story about Michael Jackson, like, he is 100% behind Michael, like, fuck you, like, he didn't touch kids and all this shit kind of thing. And it was pretty cool seeing that, and he's totally like Illuminati confirmed kind of shit, you know, like he got fucked up and all the I don't know. You look into that a bit as well, and there's some weird shit going on. It's kind of like I don't think it has anything to do with 9/11, but fuck, just have a look at it. Conrad Murray.
I don't know. I can imagine them in the fucking super situation room. They're like, this is like having one of those big whiteboard things.
It's more when there's billions of dollars involved.
Building 7 with arrows towards Dick Gregory's career and shit.
Billions of dollars involved in real money and investments, and then even your family, you know. You can't trust your family not to poison your fucking ass. And, like, you know, just anything could be up with that shit. Like, you know, they're just straight up, no, it's this doctor. But, like, Dick Gregory was going so far as to be like, oh, all those holes in his arms from the needles. Like, that happened afterwards when they were trying to treat him for whatever happened to him and all this. But he said that one day he went to the house. No one's allowed upstairs, not even his family. And Dick's allowed up there, so he goes up to see Michael. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, I think someone poisoned me, right? Yeah. And he said he was driving him to San Francisco to everyone, not for any reason, and then just while they were driving to San Francisco, the first time he saw a hospital on a sign, he just went into the hospital. Yeah. And they, like, gave him saline for, like, a day and a half. This is all according to this comedian. Yeah. And got him better, and they're like, oh, man, you're, like, his only real friend, because, like, you know, he was totally fucked. Like, they had to give him bags for, like, 24 hours or some shit.
Thank you.
So, I don't know, like, there's just, when you keep getting these little accounts and bits of shit everywhere that are just...
That
like,
Building 7.
Eddie Griffin just backing black male stars hard as well, even Cosby and shit. Like, these bitches 40 years ago, why they're coming out now? Just all this hectic, like,
why
weird
does the
angles and
Illuminati
shit.
care about these guys?
I'm not saying I subscribe to it. I'm just saying it's interesting that, like, what the fuck does Eddie Griffin have to gain by doing that as well? Like, by supporting Bill Cosby and this shit and trying to be all like, ooh, shit, weird shit's going on.
Yeah, but it's not the first time a bro will back another bro, even when the bro's done some sus shit,
True, but in the media, it seems like...
You mean that there's such a risk to your own reputation?
And this is going to sound fruity out there as well, because we're not really in Australia as in touch with... Well, not everyone's as in touch with the situation in the United States and stuff, but...
The Masonic triangles.
It's just that it generally... If you go out conspiracy kind of style, it generally seems like there could be a conspiracy... for prominent black American, like sort of citizens or, outstanding examples of citizens and stuff just sort of seem to get... And it could be coincidence and shit, but it just seems like you can put this overlay on it where it seems like they get taken down before they're allowed to become major successful.
But Michael Jackson was major successful.
Yeah,
so
but it was like
Jordan
he was trying to get shot down since the early 90s in terms of all that whack shit happening to his reputation.
I'll grant you Tiger Woods. Yeah, there's no way that that was definitely set up.
Yeah, that seemed like they fished him with like a hot chick.
I don't know. What are we to do about this conspiracy, though?
No, it's not necessarily real.
Isn't it a struggle for the African American people?
I'm just pontificating, yeah. Yeah, but you know what I mean? It does.
We're just
like,
getting it out
seems like there's a legitimacy to it when like Cat Williams flips out and then like riffs on it, and like Dave Chappelle goes on some shit on Oprah and it's like, they make us all wear a dress, and like fucking... Kevin Hart says like, yeah, because he's seen that, like, I'm never going to wear a dress as well, and then he fucking wears a dress, and it's just all this crack shit happens. Like, dudes that say they're not going to wear the dress because they reckon they know about that shit end up doing it.
What dress?
Dave Chappelle has this weird bit on Oprah interview where he goes on about, like, on Blue Streak they tried to make him wear a dress when he's coming out of this jail in his scene, and they're like, it's going to be so funny, and he's like, nah, it's hacky, and telling them like, nah, he doesn't want to do it and all this shit, and they're like, no, you got to do it, and they kept pushing for it, and he basically got them to rewrite the scene, but then when they were like, fine, we'll get it rewritten, they already had a backup for the scene and all this shit, so it sussed him out real bad, and he's like hates this dress thing, and then I think Kevin Hart supposedly knew about that from the Oprah thing, right, because Dave Chappelle's a big comedian, a lot of people watch that shit. And then he's like, I'm not going to wear a dress in my career as well. And I don't want to look up what the fuck it was, but I've seen him wearing a fucking purple dress. Like,
are you sure it's
I've seen it mentioned before. And it's like, haha.
Are you sure this Hollywood stuff that it's not...
Maybe so much people just become comfortable enough to wear a fucking dress and it means nothing. But.
Okay, if you call Judaism a conspiracy, then maybe that's what's behind this. But I don't know. Some other people call it a religion, but I don't know.
Some people call it a dress, others call it a dashiki.
How high up? Does this go all the way to the White House and shit? It's like, Kevin James is getting a bit too uppity, Michelle. Let's put a dress on him.
I mean, like, Michael Jackson had half of the Sony collection.
White though, right?
He had half the Sony fucking money, basically, and was about to try and make moves to probably own it all, I think.
Yeah.
And, it seems like he gets taken down hard. Cosby was pretty upstanding. I don't know. It all seems like you can just put this framework over it at the same time. And it's just clutching at shit, but it's interesting.
All the best of luck to them if they're innocent, and may God have mercy on them all if they're guilty. That's what I think about it.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep trying to overcome all that shit, but that's what I mean. We can't really understand it on the same level because it's not ingrained in the way it was over there in the same way over here. And yeah, we've got our own problems.
This is true. But I will keep an eye on that.
We can just blame ours on England, though. Yeah, I guess America can too. Let's all just blame fucking England.
We can blame it on America. You're dressed like a street thug from Brooklyn, kind of thing. That's the influence of America.
It was those prudish English people, mate.
Yeah,
they'll kick you in the head and they'll tell you not to fuck.
yeah, oh, I got a call from a random telemarketer today. It was like a weird number at like 5:30, right? And I answer it. It's like, hello? And he's like, oh, hello, mate, how are you? And I'm like, oh, not bad, how are you? Because I've just been talking to people. And he's like, oh, that's really nice that you say that. Like, no, barely anyone ever says that to me, kind of thing. And just like, he's selling something, and he's like, do you have a about health insurance? I'm just like, click, hang up on him. Trying to be my fucking mate. How presumptuous. I find that so offensive. Like, oh. Like, whatever. Leave it out, mate.
Totes.
Yeah. Hey, I was thinking that in terms of, like, do you think it's fair to say that pop culture is generally getting exponentially trashier? It sort of makes you wonder. And obviously, a lot of people have commented on it. But I was thinking of a good example of benchmarks of that is that Adam Levine from Maroon 5 is kind of like the decade more recent equivalent of Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. Like, they're both these dirty guys from shitty bands who sort of think they have this bad boy kind of thing. And Rob Thomas, like, doing that song with Santana, it seems so soft rock. But Adam Levine's like, yeah, I got such a fucking, I'm so alternative and stuff, and got all these tats and do all this gay stuff.
Yeah, I bet their classrooms weren't too dissimilar to ours, buddy.
What does that mean?
Sit down, Maroon 5 faggot, do what you're told. He just seems like a bitch. So does that Rob Thomas guy. Sorry, guys, but
what about
all credit to you. I'm feeling dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta blue my balls. And it's a noun, it's a to go around.
So you class him in with the Hunga Dunga Dang school of
stuff? He's like the Hunga Dunga Dang 90s guy. And fucking
Creed is
I know that what's that other song as well by like Stone Temple Pilots?
Where you going for tomorrow? That one.
Metallica get down with it, but they were doing it since the 80s, and it was more of a thing.
That and Creed.
Yeah.
And then you sort of had the semi kind of Hunga Dunga Dang, but more kind of...
Creed, yeah. No, but they were like parodying Hunga Dunga Dang. But even more
people as well, like, it's been a while since I could. You know, it's been a while.
And then Nickelback just jammed his own dick down his own throat. And
it's weird.
Exploded in a force enough to create a gravity to pull Avril Lavigne in from her high orbit.
Yeah, she was that angel from a height. So the Croakster drew her in, or what? The angel fell to heaven?
Turned that Sum 41 cool guy into a fucking lunatic drunk.
Yeah, he was pretty short. If I was a chick, I'd fuck the Nickelback guy over him, even though I prefer probably listening to a Sum 41 CD. It's complicated.
Some of Chuck was alright.
Chuck, yeah. Nickelback and more just like...
What was their older one?
Yeah, good times. But so they're still married. All the best of luck to them and stuff. Who do you reckon she'll marry next?
I don't know. Maybe that's on the rocks now as well, but who really cares?
Maybe she'll marry Justin Trudeau, their new Prime Minister. I can picture that. He's like this young, cool, hip guy. Have you seen a picture of him?
She should create a Rob Beebster.
I guess so. Fuck, that would be pretty
He's a little skater boy.
Mm. Yeah, the Beebster's a bit of a worry. I guess he's just sort of the equivalent of Hanson and stuff.
He's just ODing on pussy.
Is he though? Fuck. OD on pussy and you go for the dick, that's what I hear.
Yeah, I don't know. Behind closed doors, you never know. Could be that ass, son.
Yeah. Him and Usher.
Come on, man. He's making a lot of money. Could be Quincy. According to like fucking Professor Griff of Public Enemy.
Just watch yourself.
These aren't my views necessarily.
I heard the other day the song off Thriller, which I believe is produced by Quincy Jones, by Michael Jackson. That song, The Girl Is Mine.
Michael just used to hum them to Quince.
Yeah, and he put it down.
And then the fucking band would come in, and then he plays this little dictaphone back to the band. They're like,
you need to go bam.
It was the best shit ever.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way.
It was the best deal in the world.
But that song, him and Paul McCartney.
No wonder he never grew up. Like,
The Girl Is Mine, and him and like...
It's like my friend Fez when he's drunk or whatever, and that's just all MJ ever had to do since he was 4 years old. Because Fez has perfect pitch as well. It's fucked up.
Totally.
Sorry, I think I cut you off.
I forgot that.
Sorry, brother.
That's fair fight. Just Michael Jackson.
Sorry, I'm on it
No,
tonight,
this is
guys,
what I was
but,
saying. This is what I was saying. I've got it. You're right. Him and Paul McCartney doing The Girl Is Mine. Like, no, Michael. She looked at me. She likes me more. Like, Paul, no, she likes being with me and stuff. And doing this fucked up little talky kind of exchange. It's a really weird moment in history, I guess. But the Thriller video clip was pretty cool when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember actually renting Thriller as a VHS from the video store. Because it had all that pre-shit before the actual...
Yeah, the making of Thriller and shit. It was pretty badass.
Even just Thriller, and it just had, like, you know, the whole they go to the movies and all that shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think, didn't they have, like, little segments in it and stuff, and it, like, the music would stop and then he'd be doing some creepy shit? And...
Yeah, it was directed by the guy, Ghostbusters guy, I think. John Landis or whatever, I believe. But I just wanted to say...
His son does Oh Yeah Dude, doesn't he?
No, that's another guy, I think.
It's not John Landis?
No, it's not John Landis, it's another guy. But, yeah, I was just going to say, apparently we've got a listener in the Congo, so I just want to say cool.
Yeah, that's buck wild. Because, like, who's going to be using a VPN router through the Congo? So I wonder if it's a local or someone helping out over there.
I just hope that they're kind of everyone's gathered around the radio sort of thing.
That'd be gold.
So even though our listening figures
around the smartphone or the laptop or whatever.
Exactly. So even though it's only like normally 5,000-6,000, we get like 12,000 actual listeners.
Streaming Bluetooth.
Yeah, streaming. They've all got very nice teeth over in Africa though as well for that situation. But yeah, on that note, we have
my complexion makes my shit look yellow. I need more melatonin.
Yeah, you belong in Northern Europe. Go home, motherfucker. Just go home. Give up the ghost. But on that African note, we actually had a piece of reader mail, and this is from, not Congo, but somewhere else. It's Patrice in Kigali, and he says, "Oh, hello, Doh. I love listening to the show. It helps me improve my English. I come from a very important family in Uganda, and I'm betrothed to another bride of another family, and this is going to be a great union in our country. The only thing is I am gay. I'm gay with a French man. He wants me to run away together and thinks I can't live this lie. I'm torn between my duty to my country and my family and my true passions. What should I do? P.S. What's your favourite English Premier League team? Much wishes, Patrice, Kigali."
I'm not really into football, just to start. So I'd have to just randomly pick one. I don't know. No, don't really care for it. Sorry. And yeah, dude, just go with what your heart's telling you. Maybe you can strike a deal with your new wife that it's all business, and she's happy for you to have this secret closed doors thing, kind of like a reverse Hillary type situation. And if that's all above board and everyone's on board, then we're all good to go, brother.
So you reckon the old ARH?
I think that is probably the best advice you could get, really, is like try it out and get the best situation possible for yourself, and if not, just see if you can get a French visa, mate.
So you reckon
you'll be sucking on baguettes in no time.
Oh, oui. Yeah, I suppose there is always that allure of the cosmopolitanism of France, but, you know, he's got a sort of gilded lifestyle here. It's like a gilded cage. It's all beautiful, but he feels sort of trapped, even if she's down with that. Do you think he can live that on the sly, like meeting up with Jacques just on the sly?
Yeah, as long as it's all above board, but no, if it's on the sly, he's gonna end up fucking murdering little rodents and then graduating to some other shit and then choking a bitch out in the street for real, so better off going to France, sucking dicks and being a peaceful dude, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, France ain't that peaceful right now, though, too.
Yeah, but if he's sucking dicks over there, maybe he's bringing peace to one Frenchie.
Just don't go to a rock and roll show. Yeah, okay, but maybe he could go to, like...
I don't know, isn't that like lightning?
Country.
Maybe you're good now.
Maybe if they went to a quiet country area, like provincial French, do you think the locals would accept him, this interracial couple from Uganda, and the local boy returning home?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They got bigger races to vilify over there at the moment.
So Patrice, there you go. I hope we cleaned that up for you. Anybody else, if you've got any reader mail, send it through to conesanddoh@gmail.com. That's Cones with a Z. And keep listening to our show.
And one of us will drop knowledge on your ass.
Well, that's what we try and do. I think people have probably learnt quite a lot. This seems like quite an action-packed show. I listened to Nova this afternoon. Oh, it was fucked up, actually. Okay, got an Uber with my girlfriend, and on the little profile, my girlfriend's like, I didn't choose this next guy. And I'm like, why not? And she's like, oh, because it says he's deaf. And I'm like, what? Why is the Uber profile showing that? But it says it on it. It says he's deaf. And she's like, oh, I think I saw that it might have even been like deaf/blind. And I haven't seen that, but that'd be fucked up if you got a blind Uber driver.
It'd be funny if it's like some situation where it's like blind, but not blind enough that he can't drive.
Yeah, okay. Stevie Wonder.
Partially blind.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up there.
Yeah. But he obviously wasn't if he was driving.
I just love driving.
Well, they say
don't rob me of this.
Maybe if you could scale up a guide dog, so it says guide.
You could have made his night.
A guide cheetah. Yeah, made his night. Fuck.
No one ever picks me, bro. Do you reckon he's got a dog in the front seat?
Well, I was thinking maybe he scales up to a pony out the front, like a guide pony sort of thing. But they do it all with GPS these days.
Uber wagon.
Imagine if they got it was actually a self-driving car, and Google had been like, oh, we're going to, like, as a kind of charity promo thing, we're going to give this to sight-impaired Uber drivers so they can get jobs, which they usually can't. But they're actually self-driving cars. I don't know if they tell the actual drivers or not, though.
I'll have that job, fuck.
Yeah, the old... You're not allowed to punch in it, though, I don't think.
I don't know, I can't see what I'm doing, so maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I thought it was my shisha.
Yeah.
I thought it was my hookah, bro.
Fuck, open the windows, bro, open the window.
There must have been some kids partying in my Uber again.
Stinks
I
like
didn't
cannabis.
leave this here, what is this?
Good thing you left me some gum. Yeah, it's a
Did I just age 40 years? Fuck.
I don't know. It's a complicated legal issue, though. I agree. About Ubers, but yeah.
This is almost like Hotcast motherfucking 2.0 wiping this bitch here.
Well, it's a blazing hot night tonight. It's a blazing hot night.
God damn, son. I think that graphics card is just straight up overclock bitching my life out.
Well,
but it's nice and silent. I'm liking the quiet cast.
It's like Kobe is bringing the heat, you know? Yeah. So I thought this was pretty cool. Do you have anything? Or I can mention. Okay. Sweden and Israel are having a diplomatic fight, right? And, because Israel accuses Sweden of trying to meddle. It doesn't really matter what the background is. But the Foreign Minister of Israel, Avigdor Lieberman, said that the Middle East is, quote, more complicated than a piece of furniture from IKEA, right? And so the Swedish fucking ambassador is pissed off or whatever and writes back, I will be happy to send Israel Foreign Minister Lieberman an IKEA flat pack to assemble. He'll see it requires a partner, cooperation, and a good manual. So sort of replying and being a cunt, right? And then Lieberman says, I'm not now calling to sever relations with Sweden, but I do recommend that everyone stop shopping at IKEA. There's enough Israeli-made products. And I just thought that was pretty cool, how it's a good example of how people's egos and diplomacy can often create sort of fucked up situations that don't need to happen.
Yeah, and if it's something as trivial as that, imagine what happens in real fucking big dog situations.
Yeah, exactly.
When balls are on the line and shit.
Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war.
When there's fucking bayonets at the face and all that kind of shit.
When there's daisy cutters at your fucking kennel, you know?
When there's drones at your back door.
When there's acid rain at your pet flap.
It's not the big choppers you got to worry about anymore. It's just that little...
Zzz. Have you seen one?
Death from a buzz.
Oh, man.
They got to write death from a buzz on one of those fucking little quadcopter bombs.
Fuck. Sign it off to the LAPD, pair it up with a dog. Well, I was just thinking, I haven't seen a drone with a buzzsaw on it, but it would be pretty intimidating, huh?
Yeah, if
no
you
one
can light fucking weight titanium that shit.
Yeah, circular saw flying around through the sky. Just going down on the beach and like splitting people's heads through the middle like a kind of
I think
joke.
the world is about to blink out right now because you had that thought, and then it's going to happen in the future at the same time that time machines get invented and everyone just gets sliced and diced.
That's what that funny feeling was. I thought there were a few less chips in that packet. Fuck.
Fortunately, it wasn't in our dimension, everybody. But Conez just blinked out a fucking universe somewhere. With his buzzsaw drone madness. Jesus Christ.
All you can do is laugh sometimes, I suppose, huh? I don't know how that shit works.
Neither, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's true. I did hear a study that say that apparently people that classify themselves as spiritual are more likely to be mentally ill.
Totally.
Yeah.
Till they figure it out.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can figure it out. Isn't that what madness is, sort of succumbing
Until you
to that?
figure it out to the same level that the business of religion has supposedly figured whatever the fuck out. Once you get it to that level and possibly go a bit further, which is possible, it just takes a lot of dedication and free time, and not many people get that privilege. But yeah, you can surpass the fucking religions that we have on this earth just by thinking about it for yourself, so...
No, it's true. One love, man.
Just be fucking positive, yeah. If
Well-
you really can. But, you know, you can get bogged down in all this, pay money and fucking, my fucking computer broke, I'm gonna kick it, and all this fucking hectic shit, but the more you can be conscious in that moment and be like, oh shit, I'm kicking my computer again.
Yeah. The more time you got to get swole, you know?
Yeah, get swollen.
Yeah.
Slap that dick.
Like, angry with your computer. Like, fuck this. Maybe that's why you're trying to fix your computer, though. You can slap your dick around until your computer is fixed.
No, I got a good imagination.
Fuck, yeah. Well...
And ZMA and fucking...
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like having an
creatine gets you pretty...
Yeah.
to get the energy out.
Reminded me of racking up whiz fizz in like grade 7 and shit. At school. Like, oh, let's give this a go.
Oh, you reminded me of fucking prison again now.
Oh man, prison. Fuck.
I'm gonna call you Fizzy Lips. You gotta check out some of that shit. It's fucked up. You won't believe it, and then it seems like borderline unbelievable, and then they interview a kid that's seen the show before that's going to come on, like, it's all fake and shit. And they go on there and you think this is fake? You think this is fake? I'm just trying to break them so fucking bad.
Yeah, totally.
And, you know, some of them last quite a while, but they usually just go for an angle, and usually one of the angles just works.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, one or two.
That show makes me feel
One of them
dirty.
didn't seem to break at all, and then he still reformed after the show, so that was kind of like, oh, damn, son, you were going to be the big dog. And then one of the other ones was like, I don't know, I didn't see the end of that show, I don't think, because like I said, it's like 2 or 3 minute clips. But yeah, fuck. Intense.
Stay aware.
Might have to check out Hardest Prisons again, get a bigger dose of reality rather than just watch little kids get fucking intimidated.
It's sort of, it's awfully close to child pornography in a way. In the same way, I just thought this about that sort of, especially that American, it's sort of so exploitative, but they're so Puritan about things. And it's sort of the same with the drugs. Like, we're against drugs, but I'm on Oxy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's sort of the same, like, we got to protect the kids, but like, getting felons to yell at them and shit, you know?
Once again, the Southern Cross just follows suit, mate.
It doesn't speak kilometres for Australia.
No.
Fuck, where's this
Once
country?
I get a bit of canny at Woolies, mate, that's when I'm going to be laughing.
Yeah.
But while you can still get your fucking death sticks and your head poison, go down the fucking pub, punch on. And I can't just punch on at the pub, if you know what I'm saying. Like, punch on, not punch in the head punch on, but punch a can at the pub punch on.
It's one of them granny states.
Fuck Australia, mate. But I love it. I love it. I love it, but...
I don't know, man. That sounds pretty...
sometimes.
We're coming up to it fucking...
Sometimes Australia makes me feel like when I go to the club when I was a kid and I'd have like skate shoes on and the bouncer's just like, nah, mate, what are you thinking? And it's like, are you fucking serious, you turd? Like, my shoes make a difference, like, what kind of pussy I'm supposed to be able to get at which establishment and all this shit. Because, like, that wasn't really my end game, but it's
No,
like...
but ultimately...
it's like you're supposed to look all sharp and shit at this club so that, you appeal to the higher fucking... percentile. It's like this class-based fucking weird thing that goes on with bouncers.
Well, Australia Day is based on it's based on its exclusion, so that's why I kind of think. I mean, if there's nothing else really, what is it? Yeah, we got here and we played.
Yeah, we blocked it out. We put a fucking ring around their island.
We landed some ships and stuff, sort of. We didn't hear. This is ours now. Like, deal with it.
Pocket full of posies, can't. No one's dropping down here.
Yeah,
not if you're white.
Yeah, celebrating the day that they founded, and I've talked on a pre-podcast, but like all the convicts having an orgy in the rain after they landed at Sydney Cove, and that's what we're celebrating. They fucking Australia. But, you know, you were either up on the hill watching that orgy, or you were down in the dirt and the muck fucking punching on in the pub back in 1788.
Yeah, I would have been a muck runner. But I know a lot of fud ruckers around the place.
I would have been a rum mucker, I think, personally.
Yeah, you would have been pretty rummy.
Fucking part of the rum corps, getting the rum.
Smoking rollies made out of fucking sheepskin and stuff. Oh, they burn a bit crispy, but fuck. Tastes like lamb shanks, bro.
Getting so blazed off gum nuts and shit, like we're riding the sheep's back.
These koalas look pretty blazed. Eucalyptus.
Well, they call it the lucky country because eucalyptus grew free on trees, I think. So that's what we're celebrating next Australia. Maybe, I think it's in a week, so maybe we'll even have a fucking special Conez and Doh Australia Day podcast.
Oh, when are you
I think we've summed it all up.
bouncing to town for a couple of weeks?
Oh, I'm bouncing in a couple of weeks, so but we'll record some shit for that.
Yeah.
Bouncing for a little bit. Never fear, listeners.
When are you going?
Fucking a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks, mate.
Yeah. Don't want to let the fucking general public know exactly when I'm going. They'll come and rob all.
Like some mafia answer, yeah?
Yeah. Like John Gotti's kid going missing and shit. I don't want my fucking kiddie pool out the back, waking up finding it's been punctured one morning. Like, oh, there's a message. Deflated kiddie pool. So, yeah, because, people are after me.
Let me know if you find Jimmy half under the front seat.
I will. Search of Jimmy Hoffa. If you lived in Nazi Germany, would you have gone along with the whole thing, or would you have resisted, you reckon?
It's a pretty hard question. I don't know, it's because in this current mind state, I wouldn't be able to subscribe to some shit like that. I would have just bounced to Jamaica or done something, like in this current mind state, it would have been like, fuck that, I'm gonna stow away, or get on this working job to the Caribbean, and then fuck going back, But in this time, I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to just be like, hey, give me residence in Colorado without having to go through all this fucking paperwork and fucked up shit. And then once you do that, then I have to wait 2 years until I can legitimately go just work in a crock shop and just be like, I don't
know how it transferred to that. I was asking you about Nazi Germany.
No, I'm just relating it. So I'd probably just bounce to the Caribbean and just chill with the Rasta.
Bounce to Colorado in 2015.
The Rasta voodoo man.
Yeah.
And put pinpricks in these fucking old English little, red coat fucking dolls.
So instead of fighting against the Nazis, you would have sort of sided with the Nazis by proxy by fighting against Britain, putting these weird voodoo things in the British.
Yeah, just getting fucking way high.
Just getting so high.
Like
so you just bounce out.
And, Haitians and Jamaicans, and just, going island to island, just testing out the different drugs and shit on offer, like that,
Hey man, fuck the war in Europe.
Like that devil's breath or whatever it is, the angel flower, datura, so you get a bit of that shit, and then you cook it down, blow it in a few people's face, tell them like, yo, you want to suck my dick? No, I don't want to suck your dick. And you're like, yeah, do a bit of that in the Haitian places where the voodoo's going down, because they reckon that might have something to do with that kind of crazy magic shit that they can do. It might have something to do with the
beats and shit.
Yeah. I'm not sure how scientifically studied that shit is, but there is a Vice documentary on Devil's Breath, and it's fucking... The stories are trippy themselves, but they don't really show you anything.
Didn't I tell you this a few episodes ago about voodoo, and you were like, oh, that sounds sort of made up?
Yeah, but it's like the datura could have this legit effect where people are robbing their own house. Like, hey, come, let me into your house. Yeah, what's your key card number and shit? And they just give it to them.
I saw a thing where Sean Connery went to some fucking voodoo thing in Louisiana, and it was heaps spooky and shit. Like, it was in a Bond movie, so... but it was fucking, they're up to some weird shit. But I agree, that fucking shit's spooky.
Yeah.
You know what else is spooky? That ghost.
So...
You hear that?
It sounds like the ghost is vaping.
That's just the normal sound of a ghost. They are just vape.
It's just ghost vapor.
Fuck, imagine if all this vaping was actually unleashing heaps more spirits in the world. We'd be in trouble then. We'd need tobacco smoke to neutralise it.
So yeah, I guess I'd end up in the Caribbean and I'd be like, fuck the Nazis. But if you were born there when you're a fucking child and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and then this fucked up shit starts hitting the fan, and parents are telling you this crack shit, and even if they're not, you're getting fed it by these crazy motherfuckers in your supposed school. Yeah,
your crew.
Like, oh, this is your school now, and we're just going to measure your skull and just all this cracked shit. Yeah. No, you've got to leave the class. See ya.
Well, I agree, and I hope you now feel a bit more thankful for Australia. And you'll celebrate Aussie Day like a true Aussie patriot.
Yeah, but I'm still striving against that Nazism.
Sure, no,
that some of the Australian, politicians and the way that our government enforces itself upon us and at the whim of the corporate interests
and the little fascists inside each and every one of us.
Yeah, Yeah. When you want to big dog it for your family.
Yep. Devil and the God raging inside of all of us.
Fuck them all.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck everybody. Just fuck them. Machiavelli your way to the top. Fucking conspire, cheat, lie, steal, pull the wool over the world's eyes, crave power for its own sake, treat others around you terribly, betray people, take things for granted. That's the sort of lesson, I think.
As Ving Rhames would say in The Rock. It's Ving Rhames, isn't it?
I think so.
I'll take pleasure in gutting you, boy.
Well, I'll stretch you out, boy.
No, you got to see them for real. Like, It's almost like, I don't know if they warned the kids beforehand. Yeah, like, oh, I'm gonna stretch you out, dog. And then like the kids like try and start like, you know, like posturing up and shit when they're behind bars, and it's like,
that's too gross.
And they got to ask.
Say it.
They got to ask the kids afterwards, like, what the fuck are you doing? They're like behind bars. If you went in there, you're fucking dead. Like, are you insane?
Born behind bars. Yeah, that's enough. That's dirty. I'll probably watch a little bit, but we're not here. We're there. Apart from that and all that negative shit I just mentioned, we're about positivity here on the Conez.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was seeing it in a positive way as well. You're just like getting to sort of
learn a lesson.
Laugh at these kids learning a lesson. Because most of them are supposedly coming out and getting a good thing out of it. And then while they're getting taught this lesson, I wasn't really taking pleasure in the crying bits. I was more getting the pleasure out the ones that you can't help.
Yeah.
Or like the ones that have, you know, like it's sad because like it could be like a kid that just has a croc problem and maybe a curfew issue, and you're like, oh, that's not even really that bad. And then they're just not intelligent enough to argue properly yet.
The Americans have those crazy disciplinary camps where they take the kids in the night and like take them and fly them away to Utah at boot camps.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
Crazy. So yeah, that thing's always kind of.
But imagine if you had that degree of intelligence, like where it's a bit special to be like, oh, if you're like fucking a third of your age with this amazing intelligence, but like, or insight into how shit works. It'd be so cool to just be like so calm to these dudes, not letting them spit in your face, not being intimidating, and then just being like, yeah, but like I'm gonna move to a state where this is completely legal, and I just think I messed up because I did it too early. I'm gonna do it all right, and just like actually legitimately they're like, the laws in this state are wrong and all that shit. Like,
I feel like it wouldn't be a good forum to play that because you'd still be this little kid, and
they wouldn't put you on TV.
They'd be like, shut your mouth, boy, kind of thing.
And then start telling you, like, what did you do to your mom? I don't have a mama. You hit your mama. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like,
well, yeah.
So just make them cry. It's because it's boot camp. That's the objective, is basically to break them, so that they can build them back up.
But you'd want to go and speak truth to power, as it were.
Yeah, because that's too simple. Like, obviously, it doesn't help everyone, and then that's why, like, I kind of enjoyed it in some ways, because like that one kid that might not get it. It's almost like it's like them showing you them making a super criminal as well. Like, yeah, this kid don't take no motherfucking shit, and then he like leaves the things like, fuck these motherfuckers.
The prisoners sort of probably respect him a bit more because if he's less of a bitch as well, like, you did good, kid.
That's what in the back of my head, because they're not allowed to on camera, obviously. But I kept thinking, like, one of these guys is going to come out and like catch up with one. Like, I didn't mean that, right? I just had to do it on camera. I know you were blood.
Yeah.
Because like some of them will be like gang banging.
So gross.
They'll be like gang bang or some shit, and then like they'll go in there like, you a blood, huh? I'm a crip. What you gonna do now? I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it's fucking intense, bro. Yeah, sorry to rip it 3 times in the episode, guys, but I've been fucking non-stop ploughing that shit.
I know, it gets in your brain, right? Winds into it.
It's just like, that's my new thing. It's going to be gone in a week, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I need to watch a show now. It's more evocative than any other thing the show could give me, I think. So. Fuck.
You have to see some of these motherfuckers like Keyshawn and LaRonda and all this fucking shit.
And Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo and fucking Miguel. And,
Miguel and Mike.
Yeah, there's a few Stoner Mike. And,
Alonzo.
Yeah, yes, but it was Alonza.
Yeah? Wang Chung.
I'm not sure if I saw any Asiatics.
Caesar Nakatomi.
Nah, you lost me.
I think he got lost. Somewhere between here and the hills of Hollywood. All right, well, I don't know. What do you reckon? I think we've covered quite a bit of shit.
You got any pimp tunes this week? Or what?
I don't. I've just been working so hard. I'll really try and get some for you soon. I've been trying to bring the chat. Sorry, I haven't been bringing the tunes.
Yeah, me also. So hopefully I can make out some new bangers that are a bit more poppy. But this week I think I'm just going to drop a instrumental on the motherfucking track.
All right.
I was going to use for a Snake Eyes beat probably sometime, but I've heard it's got a bit of a twinge of a Bad Boys theme to it, like Bad Boys-esque with the steel drums and shit, but, you know, I'm not going to blow my own fucking dick because sometimes my shit just sounds like Fruity Loops, so...
No, well, I mean, you were in the Caribbean after fleeing from the Nazis, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, man, we always try and make that shit congruent.
Yep, so here it is, recorded in Montego.
Congruent, like a triangle.
Yeah, like a triangle.
Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed. You ever noticed how triangles fit inside other triangles?
Oh, shit. And Michael Jordan running the triangle offense and shit.
Number 23, Jim Carrey did that movie about the number 23.
23 is when you become enlightened in the Masonic culture.
Really?
Oh, fuck. They're running twin triangles in the offense, and no one can beat them.
What if the Twin Towers were actually twin triangles?
That would explain how they fell down, like they were being fucking demolished.
Yeah, those isosceles motherfuckers, you know?
But anyway, do you want to get slapping on this motherfucker before I get shot through my motherfucking window?
Let's ride.
Peace out, Conez.
See you, Doh.